And we are live. Guys?
Still on mute until you do your intro.
Oh, well, sorry. Welcome, everybody. Welcome again to another podcast. I'm your host. I'm your host, the Old Hunter, along with my two usual guest starring hosts.
Oh, hello. I'm the Knife Green, Soulsborne, martial artist, and weapon expert, as well as dinosaur enthusiast.
And I am your friendly neighborhood voice actor, the Darc Solvier, still desperately trying to make his comic dub stuff for Dark Souls and Soulsborne stuff.
And I'm also one of his voice actors.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just enjoying a cup of tea while we discuss this. Anyway, I think we've got some interesting news with a lot of interesting Souls-like news these last few weeks, especially ones that came up suddenly out of the blue. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, before we start the whole discussion about those things, we gotta just talk a bit about it. Like, how long has it been since the Dark Souls came out so many years ago?
2011.
And it's been 11 years since the game came out, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. 11 years fly by, don't they?
Mm-hmm. And we can honestly say that with how, let's face it, influential the Souls series has been to this day, that literally From's games are considered the gold standard. Am I right?
Yes.
And how basically interesting that, how do I put this? Interesting how that basically we have a whole new genre thanks to From's innovation in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, quality speaks, I suppose.
It does. And the fact is, if you remember the time that Souls came out, it was all about linear, quick-time event sort of games, wasn't it? Remember the games like Uncharted, Call of Duty, and all that jazz, when it was just about linear play.
Mm-hmm.
Then came Dark Souls that basically revolutionized the whole series, saying, "Hey, we wanted hard games. We don't mind some casual games, but we also want some games that just kicks us about, right?"
Yes. After all, we didn't get here by just taking the easy route.
We did not, and that's something we all as Souls players should be very much proud of.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my question to all of y'all. Have you been ever wanting to basically work from, Dark Souls and other projects in the Soulsborne community? Have you ever wanted to get in contact with From Software and stuff like that? Have you been interested within the games they make, like Armored Core, eldenring, Sekiro, Bloodborne, and all those types of games?
I think who hasn't?
Well, boy, oh boy, I got the thing for you. It's probably not a job application, but it's probably something that would probably catch your eye. And for everyone watching, oh boy, I think you will definitely like it. So
we have basically two discussions we're going to be talking about, one related to From and one to Sony's rival game company.
Mm-hmm. And today's article we will be starting off with is eldenring developer From Software's next game is almost finished, recruiting for several new projects.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. I knew this would get you guys excited. Eldenring developer From Software is already hiring for multiple new games, as the company tweeted a link to a new recruitment site that includes listings for several positions. The site also includes artwork from Software's biggest games, including Sekiro, eldenring, and long dormant Armored Core.
So
Armored Core is finally making its comeback.
This is a little bit old, like it came out like June, but I think it's still relevant to a lot of ways because of how, basically, let's face it, Armored Core is one of From's more obscure series. Like, unless you're really into the whole mech combat genre, which unfortunately I'm not, most people probably never heard of Armored Core, correct?
Well, I played a bunch of Armored Core games in my day, so I don't.
They're pretty nice. I like the games.
I sort of grew up with the game.
Okay. Is someone who
I'm
has
not a die-hard fan, but I played a few.
So
Played 3 and 4.
Okay, someone who's never played an Armored Core game, give me the rundown gist of it.
Mech Suit the game.
Well, I know in Armored Core, it was either 3 or I think I actually still have it. Yes, Armored Core 4. I have it right here for the PlayStation 3. Basically, you could customize your mech. It was a number of players for 1 and 2 online. It required over disk at least 574 kilobytes. It was supported on the output of 720p, and basically it was an online Ethernet broadpoint required. And basically the whole point of it was a blazing fast mechs action. 6 corporations banded together and overthrew the government with a superior new breed of Armored Core mechs. Yet the regenerated Ravens are going quietly. The Armored Core series explodes on the next generation systems, delivering turbo-change gameplay, destructible environments, and online warfare for up to 8 players.
Sounds riveting.
Yes.
If you think about it, it's kind of a shame if you think about it that the series kind of fell off because and the Souls series became basically From's new moneymaker.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, they had Durantine underneath their belt.
Oh, and guess by the way, guess who also published it as well?
Who?
Sega.
I did not know that.
So, if they work again, what if they made a Sonic-based Souls-like game?
Sonic becomes the new Lord of Cinder.
I think Sega made something.
The Age of Speed.
I remember Sega making a game called Sonic and the Black Knights for the Wii. Ugh.
Yeah.
That brings
had
back
Shadow the Hedgehog as the main protagonist.
Yes.
Anyway, what's going to be happening?
All right, so in an interview with 4Gamer via VGC, from Software's Hidetaka
Miyazaki.
Thank you. Blech.
Oh, what will you do without me?
Oh, shush. He also mentioned that an unannounced project is in the final stages of development and that he intends to continue focusing on directing games. One such future project by the eldenring director was described as a more abstract fantasy that uses ideas that don't quite fit into the usual Souls-like adventure template. Interesting.
And just
for other projects.
And just a quick reminder, this came out after Elden Ring, so I don't get my timelines.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I don't get my timelines mixed up again.
Mm-hmm. That'd be chronologically confusing.
Mm-hmm.
As for other projects that From Software is recruiting for, it has been rumored that the studio's sci-fi series Armored Core is being revived. Back in January, alligated screenshots of the game.
Screenshots, not alligated.
Potato, same thing. Screenshots of the game surfaced alongside gameplay details of the 3-dimensional and dynamic action, a high degree of freedom in customization as you move your mech around an overwhelmingly scaled map to explore.
Okay, I gotta say this. The one thing you can always bet on any From Software game is how detailed it is. That's one thing you can always count on, right, guys?
Yes, I do agree. Interestingly, the image above also includes a snapshot of Duracine. Or Duracine, or however you fancy Englishmen call it.
Duracine.
It's a...
See, these are the people that I gotta work with.
Hey, you're the one who can't pronounce the words correctly, not us.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair point. From Software's 28 PlayStation VR game. So, yeah, they're making a VR game with the PlayStation VR 2 in development and planning to have around 20 launch games from whom the studio could be making a new VR title.
I I wish I had a PlayStation VR so I could play Terran Cine. No, it's not like an action game, but it looks so good enough that I can actually play it and I can actually enjoy From's. The fact, okay, remember guys when the whole Terra Cine basically sparked Bloodborne 2 and announced Bloodborne 2 because of all the teasers to the series, to Bloodborne? Like the doll and all that. Remember the whole hype with that thing? And then From had to come out saying that no, we didn't mean to announce there's no Bloodborne 2 in development. I wish there was.
Nope.
Guess you can really say people love Bloodborne extraordinarily.
Gee, I wonder what made you think that.
Well, your sarcasm is great, sir. Elden will still continue to receive support in the future, although Miyazaki mentioned that he wasn't ready to reveal what fans could expect to see next. For more on the game, you can check out the GameSpot's complete Elden Ring lore guide and an adorable Game Boy demo. And how modders are working on adding a seamless co-op mode to the PC version of the game.
I wouldn't know. I didn't play the PC version.
And by the way, boys, this is also interactable. The tweet here basically is a link, and I cannot read Japanese.
But there is a translate tweet option.
Yeah, but luckily, this opens to the website right here. And this is basically for anyone that's interested wants to sign up.
You know, I will never stop to see amaze of how basically Elden Ring just shook the whole gaming franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really did.
You know, they got Armor Core, Wolf, the Tarnished, the Hunter, and I swear they reused the assets for the doll for that picture. For Terra Cine.
Well, you may never know. It's probably an Easter egg or reference to Bloodborne, but it's not entirely made from it. It's probably just a little cool Easter egg that would just give nostalgic vibes.
Maybe. The point I'm trying to
probably
make
good marketing, if you ask me.
It is. I'm going to say this. No matter how many times I see it, and every time I see the other developers complain about Elden Ring, it puts a smile on my face. Why, you ask? Simple. It's basically Elden Ring shakes up the formula for the Souls series, for the entire open world series.
I think it's a smart Yep. Now, as we scroll down, it can basically be going to... Oh, no. Just scroll back. Okay. A little iffy there. All right. So, can you join us for the next chapter? From Software is looking for a development staff member to lead several new projects. Let's work together to create games with value that players around the world can enjoy.
If there's one thing we can always count on,
working for development staff to play a central role in the several new projects, so what's over specific creating rewarding experiences for players and around the world to enjoy. And the occupation over here, we have game design, which is planning the game planner. We verbalize ideas and concepts through planning and content production and creation of specifications and create the core part of the game. And we can also go for another part of the game design. It's the system planner, as it bridges between planners and game engineers. And then we got into the programming sections, the R&D, who focus on solving problems throughout the company from a long-term perspective. And the game programmer, belong to the development project of the title, and which will build an environment where planning and designers can work comfortably through programming work such as the same engine development and production support tool development. And we also got graphic system and server engineer.
I think we can all agree that the reason why Crumbs can reliably put out the games every year is because they love recycling their content.
Yes.
Okay.
And we also got stuff for art and graphic design, basically character designer, background designer, character 3D, graphic artist, background 3D, graphic artist, effect artist, UI artist, motion designer, cinematic artist, technical artist, and so on, so on, so on.
Well, at least they're keeping their options open. But I am always curious in what they're going to make. It's like, I've had again, this whole, let's see, I don't know.
There's a lot. So if anyone's interested in basically applying for maybe a job here, either virtually or in person, make sure to give this website a chance.
Mm.
Consider this free advertisements.
I will, actually, you know what's funny? That I think this is going to continue on to what we're going to basically talk about in a second. But we can go. But do you think it's because Bloodborne helped in the early sales days of PS4? Bloodborne helped the system a lot to basically move.
Oh yes, definitely.
Your thoughts, Green? Hello,
Green.
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 Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, can you repeat the question? You cut out for me. I was moving spots, sorry.
I said, do you think that the PS4 sold a lot more thanks to Bloodborne being being basically a PlayStation exclusive for that generation?
Why you're asking that question when you know the answer to it?
I just wanted to say, just for some confirmation, that's all.
Look, I was upset at the PS4 because I was like, I want Bloodborne for PS3. But then I had to move on. Mm-hmm. But then all the Souls games are on PS5, so you know what? I stopped complaining.
Yes.
Sure, you can basically play Wowzers 1, 2, 3, and Sekiro on PS5. I'm not counting Bloodborne because they don't even have a patch. Right? We're gonna
Bloodborne on PS5 is disappointing. It's like when you play 60 FPS, every other Souls games you play, it's like this didn't look this bad. This deserves more.
Yeah, I think I am going to stick my foot down in the. I'm going to I've made predictions in the past, and they prove true one way or another. Remember when I said about the Final Fantasy SoulsLike, and it suddenly came about because I opened my big mouth. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put my foot down and make a prediction, saying that basically Sony are basically going to. They're basically going to make Bluepoint Studios remake the game for PS5. As in, like what they did for Demon's Souls.
All right, I'll be holding you to that.
They're not going to do a remaster. They're going to do a full-on remake.
Okay.
Why? Because they just want to pump out the money, because they know we Souls fans are going to sucker for it, aren't we?
Oh, we're buying it one.
We are.
No question.
We are. And Sony knows that we're going to just basically shut up, take my money.
Pretty much.
I mean, the Demon's Souls remake did amazingly. It's like everything is just so beautiful and gorgeous.
It didn't really have a high bar to jump over for Demon's Souls, remember?
Yeah, I know, but it was still very beautiful to look at. It was pure art.
Demon's Souls is artistic. Not graphically artistic, but artistic.
Yeah. Which is why I said it's very beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of art. Beautiful piece of art.
I'm going to basically I'm going to die on this hill, and I'm going to always say video games are art. I'm going to die on that hill if I have to.
I don't think it's more of a hill. I think it's a mountain, but you suit yourself. All right. Now, for the last article to read about, it is Xbox GamePass confirms new Day 1 Souls-like game for September 22.
Well, because Bloodborne sold so well to the fans, they thought, let's make our own Souls-like because those sells consoles.
Yes.
And forgetting the fact that Bloodborne was made by the original creators of the Souls series, so it had a already big start.
Yes. So Microsoft still has yet to announce all the new Xbox Game Pass games coming in August 2022, let alone what subscribers can expect it from September 2022 lineup. But will Microsoft itself hasn't announced all the new Xbox Game Pass games for September 2022. Trailers and release date announcements by other companies have given fans a good idea of what to expect from the next month's lineup. Now, yet another brand new Day 1 Xbox Game Pass game has been confirmed for September 2022 lineup in the form of Moonscars. Moonscars is a 2D side-scrolling Souls-like game where players take on the role of a warrior named Grey Irma. Grey Irma is Claiborne. Claiborne. Where have I heard that before? Yeah. And her whole ultimate goal is finding the man who created her.
So basically,
known as the sculptor. So Sekiro makes an appearance in this. Oh, I didn't know that.
So basically, they decided to call it, instead of the Claiborne, so they turned the Asian one to the Claiborne. Basically, they just turned something that's just,
And they brought the sculptor back from Sekiro because we all know he turns into the fire demon.
It's funny. I expected it actually to be a 30D game. Now, I get some of you are going to ask, what are you guys covering this? This is basically Xbox, not Frame. I do covering other games that are interesting, and the fact that Microsoft is actually having their first IP Souls-like is kind of interesting. But
I guess it's also in the form of a Metroidvania and such, if we're looking at it from a 2D perspective and such. Because remember, stuff that are our Soulsborne, stuff like that are in 2D. I would say, basically, Blasphemous. Also got
Sword and Sanctuary. And Sword and Sanctuary. That's a 2D Souls.
Yes, and Sword and Sanctuary. Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
But the thing is, you could argue that Dark Souls 1 is, in lesser extent, 2 and 3. But I'm basically going to ignore 2 and say 3, and Bloodborne would be technically Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. Dark Souls 1 is basically very interconnected, and basically different areas lead to different parts of the game, which is like any form of Metroidvania game. I should know, I played a few. Oh, I wouldn't actually bring this up, but I'll bring it up after we talk about this because it feels a bit awkward. But the point is that the Souls games have basically been Metroidvanias in a lot of ways. 3D Metroidvanias like the Metroid
I get what you mean.
Like the
I get what you mean.
Prime
That kind of makes
series.
sense. It kind of makes a lot of sense, actually, if you look at it from that perspective. Yeah. So the game looks like a Castlevania meets Dark. So Bloodborne.
So Salt and Sanctuary.
Which sounds like a dream combo on paper. Yeah, it's called Bloodborne.
Okay, did they forget about Salt and Sanctuary, which is basically like Castlevania and Dark Souls combined?
Yeah, but I still prefer Bloodborne, so...
I do prefer Bloodborne, but if we're going to basically go for the whole comparison, if we're talking about 2D games, Salt and Sanctuary is basically the closest of hybridization of Souls-like and Castlevania Symphony-like. A sort of a dark Castlevania.
Though it remains to be seen how it stacks up. So, Xbox Game Pass subscribers needing a new Souls-like game to play should note that the game will be available starting September 27th. As far as the Xbox goes, Moonscars is only getting a native release on Xbox One, which is a bit odd considering it has both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 versions on the way. Regardless, Xbox Series X is backward compatible with Xbox One, so Game Pass subscribers can check it out regardless of which Xbox console they have handy.
I actually want to check out that trailer if it's alright to see what this trailer is about.
But of course.
Can you go full screen?
My child, you are born of clay, bone, and ichor. To carry a burden lesser beings could never bear. The moon's hunger mocks you, drives you, as you search for your creator. But what is it you truly hope to find? Your place? Your purpose? Your soul? Well, here I am, precious one. Right here. What would you ask of me?
Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Pretty good.
Interesting. Your thoughts? What's your thought?
Well, I think the article set it up pretty well. It definitely looks like Sword and Sanctuary. It also looks a lot like Bloodborne meets Castlevania.
I told
Pretty-
you.
No other way to describe it, honestly.
I told you it said it looked very like a Castlevania or Salt and Sanctuary game. I don't know about the art style, though. It looks very... I don't know about the art style.
Well, I mean, it is somewhat in the same form art style as Blasphemous, so that's actually a pretty cool aspect to look at it.
I never really did play Blasphemous, which is kind of interesting.
I would recommend you give it a try.
Maybe I will.
So Moonstars isn't the first time that someone has translated the Dark Souls formula to a 2D format, basically, but it looks to be one of the most visually striking attempts as it yet. Moonscars uses a grim gothic art style, which is where the Castlevania comparisons come from. If it sticks the landing, it could wind up being one of the better Souls-like games released this year, though it has come some serious competition in that arena.
I think that's a bit of a stretch calling it the best Souls-like of the year. Maybe
well,
the best...
yeah, it's not... Yeah. How are you going to do that?
Like, maybe the best 2D Souls-like, maybe they should have said, not the best of the best. Not the best, that definitely goes to Elden Ring.
Yes.
Like, come on. But that's like, look, I think... How do I put this in the best way? I think people just keep forgetting that there are, like, games that came out with the let's face it, every Souls-like we play is a gothic... Every 2D Souls-like game we play is a gothic horror story, isn't it? One way or another, it's gothic. You've got the odd sci-fi, but more or less it's gothic, correct?
Mm-hmm. Alright, the Souls-like genre has enjoyed increased attention this past year, mainly thanks to the launch of From Software's Elden Ring, an open-world take on the genre that has earned near universal acclaim from critics and smashed sales records.
Except disgruntled video game developers from Ubisoft and Guerrilla Gaming, annoyed that that Elden Ring basically took the spotlight away from Horizon Forbidden West, a game I completely forgot that was announced this year. And
yeah, but we don't talk about that. Elden Ring's success has been seen more gamers check out some of From Software's early subtitles, and it also helped shine a spotlight on new Souls-like games that are on the way, like Moonscars. And I would recommend it would also do the same for probably Hollow Knight Silksong, but that's probably me. Prior to Moonscars' September 27th launch, Souls-like fans will have
Thymesia.
I guess I might have to check it out later. You have to check out, and later on there will be Life of Pi.
Remember that game we did a while back about basically that Pinocchio game that looks so much like. And the fact that the recreators actually said that we didn't intend it to look like Bloodborne, that was funny.
Yep. I'm going to call it the Life of Pi just to piss people off.
Yeah, like, come on. When we saw the trailer all those months ago, we thought, hey, they really did a lot of inspiration from Bloodborne, except instead of having a doll, we happen to be a doll in the game.
And then they turn around and go, what's a Bloodborne?
What's a Bloodborne?
Oh, I don't know. One of the most popular games during the PS4 era that literally was, in my opinion, should have been Game of the Year, not Witcher 3. Yes, I said it, gentlemen. I've said it, that I prefer...
Blasphemous!
I prefer Bloodborne to Witcher 3. I will not die on this mountain, so help me.
The wind is howling.
I don't know. By the way, if Elden Ring loses to The Last of Us Part 1, I am not going to be a happy hunter.
I know Neil Druckmann will, but that's probably because we hate him.
I swear. Anyway, let's finish this off.
Yes. The new Souls-like games are being announced all the time, and it seems fans of the genre will never have a shortage of games to play. Then comes Life of Pi going, Bloodborne, hardly know her.
So, Next, Steel Rising is the next Souls game to keep an eye on. You want to go for one more unplanned article? Because I'm up for
The
it.
heck is this?
Yes. So, for the record, guys, we did not plan this. For anybody who's thinking, "Oh, you planned this," we did not. This is the first.
Bonus round!
Yeah. So consider this like a bonus round, since this one's really like August 7th, so it's the closest one.
Yes. So apparently Steel Rising is the next Souls-like to keep an eye on. We will see about that. Souls-like titles have to work harder than ever in order to differentiate themselves from a crowded genre. I really don't think it's that crowded, but okay.
It's not that crowded. You do get the odd 2D Souls-like, but that's a completely different genre to the 3D ones.
Yes, they share many characteristics, such as stamina management, battling large-scale bosses, and checkpoint systems that respawn enemies when activated.
Isn't that just like
a lot of games do that?
Yeah. Metroidvania? Never heard of it. So it does basically that sort of thing. You remember, like, Metroidvania games have all the big monsters as bosses. Heck, though.
I've probably seen the same mechanic of this in Raft, and that's a survival game.
I think we've seen this in every game we play.
This means their best chance of maintaining an individual identity comes from the settings and stories in which these Souls-like take place. Oh, you think? So fans are seeing increasingly varied worlds with unique aesthetics in the genre. Steel Rising, the upcoming game from French developers Spiders, is looking to present its own weird and wonderful-looking world as the backdrop for some high-octane combat and traversal.
Okay, two things you should never put with a Souls-like high-octane combat doesn't suit Souls very well.
Yeah. You don't need to overcomplicate things.
This is the same issue I had with Sekiro. It overcomplicated a simple system.
The French Revolution, is not a setting gamers have been able to experience that often. I wonder why. Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Unity is one of the most notable examples of a video game set in that period, and is widely regarded as one of the worst entries in the franchise.
Did they really not play
why.
Did they not really play the other Assassin's Creed, so forgive me, Assassin's Snordom games? I think...
Yeah. It is this era in which Steel Rising takes place during the year of 1789, but with a version of history where King Louis XVI has gone mad with power and unleashed an army of automaton machines on Paris and its citizens.
So basically they're going for a steampunk French Revolution sort of thing.
Well, then why didn't they just say that? That sounds way more interesting.
Yeah, actually, I said it better, didn't I? Basically,
yeah, you really did.
So basically, the game set in 1789, where in an alternate history where King Louis XVI released steampunked machines upon the citizens of Paris.
Yes.
There we go. Makes it much more snappy.
Now, back to the article. Playing as the dancer turned bodyguard of automaton known as
Aegis.
Hold on, my eyes are... man, that's a really hard name to pronounce. Aegis. Players are tasked with leading the rebellion against King Louis' machines and liberating Paris from his control. So, any questions on the history test? No? Okay.
Look, if I'm going to basically complain about alternate history, then I think World War II takes the cake on that one. How many games are set during World War II where the Wolfenstein series, but then again, that's secret war, but I would consider it alternate war? Or...
Or Steel Rising setting is unique. Oh, it's unique, all right.
If you're talking about its setting, then it's unique. But if you're talking its style, Bloodborne took the cake.
Yeah. A recent trailer at the Con Connect digital event showed off Steel Rising's Dark Souls-style combat and big boss fights, which paint a grim picture of the streets of Paris. Aegis looks to be incredibly flexible and mobile for an automaton, which a grappling hook gadget and a fast-looking dash able to get her out of a tight spot in an instant.
Why am I getting Life of P again? Because they had a grappling hook as well.
Man, and I also remember someone be calling Wolf as well. But I can't put my finger on it. Maybe if I ask the sculptor again, he'll probably tell me. The story looks set to feature more real-life characters from the era too, with Queen Marie
Antoinette.
I'm not even going to pronounce that.
I'll say the name
the player with
Queen Marie Antoinette.
Merci. The automaton infested streets of Paris look cold and unforgiving. Trailers have revealed that Aegis has various weapons that are integrated into different parts of her body. So this is just Sekiro, but for the French Revolution. I knew it! Oh boy. Her weaponry will be varied and upgradable too, offering a degree of build variety. Metal fans that sprout from her hands are shown to be used as a shield to deflect enemy strikes and
You mean just like the umbrella shield from Sekiro?
Aegis' acrobatics natured is owed to her history as a dancer, a role she fulfilled before becoming a bodyguard for the Queen Marie
Antoinette.
Merci. Unfortunately for her, King Louis's army seems every bit as fast and flexible as Aegis herself.
Actually, quick. Okay. Now, we'll find that trailer afterwards because I'm curious to see what it is.
Yes. I think the trailer's basically...
not now, but after we finish this article.
Well, this looks promising. This looks interesting a little.
Mm-hmm.
See, he even has the Pope there. Look at that. Boss fights are one of the main factors in determining just how well received and successful a Souls-like title often is. That's a pretty fair point. I mean, everyone likes a very, very good boss fight.
I think the more...
notorious.
He's memorable because of his story.
Yes.
Maybe it was like a generic knight, then I think he wouldn't be able to remember it. But the reason why he's so successful is because he is attributed to be the one to stop Manus, but it wasn't him. It was us that killed Manus back in the... So...
And then we got messed up, and someone took all the credit.
Mm-hmm. Thinking that he was the one who entered the abyss, but nope, he fell to it.
Yeah. That was the art of just copying your neighbor's homework and answers just to make sure you do the homework because you forgot to do it.
Mm-hmm.
From Software is a master of its craft in this regard, having been responsible for some of the most challenging and intense boss fights ever created. From what has been shown so far, Steel Rising bosses have serious potential. Huge imposing automatons that will protect King Louis at all costs stand between Aegis and her goal, and she will need to use every tool in her arsenal in order to overcome these titans. Each one looks to have a unique design and set of moves that should make for some challenging fights.
You know, I'm getting a weird vibe of Nier and Souls like for this one, with how the female protagonist is an automaton. Think about it.
God, you're right.
Think about it for 2 seconds.
No, holy crap! Yeah, you're right, man. Holy crap! I didn't notice that. How did I not notice that?
Come on, I can't believe I was the only one. Like, come on, she's a female robot, and she's the main protagonist. I think they took the idea. Oh, let's have a female robot dancer, and basically have it like Souls-like. Well, at least that she's not dressed up as a maid like Need 2B was. Unless that's an optional costume.
I swear, they put a blindfold on her, then I'm saying, okay, you're right, I'm listening to every word you say now.
Maybe they'll mod it in.
When Steel Rising releases next month, it will enter into a fiercely competitive genre, which has plenty more incoming games on the horizon. Horizon Forbidden West, such as Liza P, Black Myth, Wukong, and Wolong Fallen Dynasty. With such tough competition, Steel Rising has its work cut out for it. Wants to be known as one of the most popular Souls-like games, given its unique steampunk setting. Yes, and its fresh take on what is an underutilized historical period.
Really? Well, the thing is, with the French Revolution, there was no...
I think Green is rolling in his grave right now.
Green, you there? Or are you basically rolling in your grave right now?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we heard you. We heard you. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it just really... That's just, like, really unique take. I don't understand.
Like, because the...
Article at this point? Like, I don't understand.
I think they're trying to say is that the game is unique because it's a Souls-like set in an alternate French Revolution history, which is rarely utilized by games, which is kind of understandable since there's not really big anything happened during the French Revolution except a lot of beheadings.
Yeah, nothing too major happened in the French Revolution. It's not like a French Revolution happened during the French Revolution.
The thing is, there's not things like guns or anything in the French Revolution, like, say, World War II to an extent 1. So the gameplay would have had to be very unique. Well, it could have been a swords with weird combat, but that would have just been weird.
Yes.
I'm in the strict camp saying that brawlers and shooters shouldn't marry. What? They don't go very well together. Think about it. Basically, should I basically go into the hut and start hitting them when I could just keep to a safe distance and just shoot them?
Oh, the comment section's gonna eat you out alive.
I know, but I'm not being like that. I'm just saying that that basically when you have two systems like that, it just makes it easier just to use the guns, just to headshot them because...
Well, I mean, yeah. Why would you bring a sword? I mean, it's like that one Indiana Jones where the guy does those super acrobatic stunts and he just shoots him.
The thing, look, I know people are going to say, but Bloodborne had a gun. The guns weren't central to the combat. The weapons, you could use guns to parry, but the guns weren't used for combat. You could use them for combat, but that's basically just pointless.
Then you have the Gatling gun, which just says "ha."
Well, the Gatling gun. The Gatling gun would like to know your location, please.
The Gatling gun, I rarely found anybody use the damn thing. It's a cool idea, but the weapon's not that powerful.
Yeah, unless an NPC has it, and then he shoots you, and then you die.
In PvP, it's powerful, but PvE, it's not that good.
Yeah, PvE, it's not good. PvP, however, Now, the article continues on, it has a great chance of distinguishing itself from rivals and presenting a challenging, memorable experience.
Okay, Life of P is set... Okay, Life of P, set in a similar time zone as this game. No... For the record, I didn't even heard of this game till today.
Neither did I.
It's not been a... Look, I keep up with every Souls-like, but I can't keep up with I keep up with, like, other YouTuber Souls-likes, but I can't keep up with everyone. It's not I can keep up with every new Souls that's been released, unless it's interesting. Anyway, let's go find that trailer and give it a watch.
Yes. Hopefully the trailer's good, because this image has me promised.
It does look interesting.
Nope, it's another art.
Double bonus round!
I was right. She's in a French maid outfit.
It's Nier Automata, guys. It's the new Nier Automata.
I swear I didn't predict that. I didn't read this article till now. I swear.
Well, now we know the title of your stream.
I swear, guys, I didn't know it. I was joking when I said the character would be in a maid outfit. I didn't take it seriously.
I mean, I like the design of it, but I think Nier Automata would like to know your location, please, Spider.
Why did I say that? Oh, it'll be a French maid robot it'll be a French robot in a maid's outfit, and there goes my big mouth.
And now it's only missing a blindfold.
I was at least half right.
After the positive reception of the historical action RPG Greedfall. Stop, man! You're making me laugh.
I can't help it. I didn't expect this. I swear, it's just so funny. I said it, and then next time she's wearing what I predicted. I hate myself sometimes.
Developer Spiders is following up with another fantasy meets fact period game called Steel Rising, set in Paris in 1789. Steel Rising follows an alternate history of the French Revolution, where the incumbent monarch Louis the 16th rules with an iron grip. Rules with an iron grip and unleash their violent army of automatons against the public uprisings. Spiders is once again exploring a fairly underused time period in video games, and Greedfall's early 17th century setting and Steel Rising's unique take on the turbulent time during the 1700s should create a compelling narrative.
Let's just find that trailer before I kill myself. Oh God, let's just find that trailer before I kill myself again. No, could you just YouTube it, please?
All right, you know, all right, we're gonna go. YouTube Steel Rise. I can't believe we were right on that. Holy crap.
I was right on it. Oh.
So you're taking all the credit. Okay, I see.
Okay, fair enough. We were all right.
Bruh.
Anyway, I'll sign out and you can basically log in.
All right, hold on. No, we still got another option here. I hate these ads. Well, just look at the game.
No, pause it.
I am Alex.
You can't. That's another YouTuber's. I can't do that. Oof. Anyway,
let's look at the visuals here. I mean, okay, so this looks very similar to Nier Automata.
I think my chest is convulsing.
Steel Rising.
Book your trip to Bundle Town today. There's so much to stream.
Drop it on Disney Plus to see all your favorite.
No one cares. Okay, thank you.
Now we have the trailer we can watch.
There we go.
I hate it when I'm right about some things.
Seems very beautiful.
Sekiro, anyone?
You know, it's starting to seem more like Bayonetta.
Actually, could you pause it and turn up the quality? It's a little bit fuzzy.
That's on your end, not my end.
Oh, give me a second. 1 second, gentlemen. I'm just going to fix this up. This is always the headache part.
Yes.
Ay.
Sekiro now for basically the French Revolution.
I'm going to basically hate myself. I hate myself. Anyway, play it.
Well, it could be worse.
Mm.
At least from where I'm seeing, it looks fairly average, or I would say pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Has a beautiful aesthetic. But I mean, France is known for its beauty and artsmanship.
Of course, and it's smelly gooch and it's smelly cheese.
Just
Yes,
cheese.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say.
I think you're thinking of Italy there.
No, it's cheese. The French has the smelly cheese. I'm going to get so much hate on this video.
Yeah. Oh, I think we all are.
Anyway, let's continue.
I got the coffins all ready for us, boys. The more I'm looking at this, it looks more like Nier Automata and Bayonetta.
With a hint of Assassin's Creed. Oh, look. Hang on. Hey, pause it for a second. Did she just dodge mid-air?
I think she did. You know what? Let's rewind that a little bit.
She did?
Yeah, she did.
She just... That's against the Souls rules. You're not supposed to dodge it mid-air.
This is starting to become more like Bayonetta, and I hate that.
You don't like Bayonetta?
No, I like Bayonetta. I'm just starting to really hate that. It's like, oh boy, it's taking one of everything.
Yes, I think the influence. I think this game is far more closer to something like Bayonetta or Nier than it is to Souls.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks very beautiful.
Very,
very, very beautiful. I mean, look at that. That was a cool boss. But yeah, this is Steel Rising.
Oh, only for PS.
Yeah, it's for Xbox, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Oh, shame. Oh, we can also get a GOG and... thankfully, it's available on Steam, because if it was only an Epic, I would have really not been a happy hunter.
Yes, I would have not have been happy as well. But, gentlemen, that is Steel Rising. And those were the 2 bonus rounds we did not intentionally needed to cover, but we did anyways.
Yes, we did, because frankly, I was just basically... I can close the stream, by the way. Ugh.
Yes.
Hey.
So, gentlemen.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Okay, so I'm excited for From's new game. I'm curious to see what this new Xbox SoulsLike is basically be about, and I hate the fact that I predicted Steel Rising almost too good on the terms of character design. And again, for the record, I didn't see this, so my reaction was completely genuine. So this wasn't me just like going, no, this was actually the big surprise about my predictions. Okay, who thought that basically I was right, and the only thing missing from the character is a blindfold?
You're right.
I guarantee you.
I said it first.
I guarantee you
Don't
that
listen to me. Don't listen.
I know. I guarantee you that the modders on the PC are going to do it exactly as I'm going to say this right now. They're going to make a 2D outfit for the character.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
You know, I've made a lot of predictions on this podcast. A lot of it came true.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that if High Guardian Spice got a second season, I'd review Redo of a Healer? I think I said that, didn't I? Yes, I did. I did say that. But I hate myself, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna hate myself for just...
Watch it. Don't give him money.
The problem is if I'm going to review Redo of a Healer, I'm going to have to make very good choice cuts under the on what I can show.
I swear, we need an animator to animate our just experiences and conversations at this point.
Mm-hmm. Maybe for a stream we could review the first episode.
Yeah.
If I want to be heavily demonetized and possibly lose my channel. I swear. I have the worst... I like it when I can predict things, but at the same time, I hate the fact that some of it came true.
Yes.
But I think that's enough rambling for this old hunter. Wouldn't you agree, guys?
Agreed.
So, I think we're going to basically wrap it up. So before we finish up this little podcast, your final thoughts on the 2 things plus bonus we saw. Green?
Yes.
What's your thoughts on the...
Hello, continue.
What's your thoughts on the new game from the Xbox exclusive game, SoulsLike and Steel Rising?
I'll try. That's all I'm going to say.
You, Darc?
Yes. I'm very... I would say, with the actual articles based on like Bloodborne and like Sekiro and stuff like that, those were interesting. But this whole Steel Rising thing, oh boy. It doesn't look bad. It looks like a good, decent game that you would probably play just for, for fun and such. And then, although it doesn't look that unique, that is the problem.
Honestly, it feels like it feels like it just took mashups of different genres, like from Nier, Bayonetta, and Sekiro, with a hint of Souls-likes. But I feel like the combat looks so more similar to something like Bayonetta, not Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Or eldenring, if we're going to go for the recent run. Whenever in a Souls games could we... Okay, minus the 3 in Bloodborne, because you can't actually jump, but Sekiro and Elden Ring, you can't dodge midair.
Yeah.
So, this definitely takes more something like the Platinum game routes, doesn't it, in terms of gameplay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Thanks again, my hunters, for joining us for this lovely stream.
As always, I love to be here.
And I love having you two around. It's actually fun having to have people to talk about it, because I just love having different reactions to it.
Yes.
So, I am going to think this is a good time to end off. I hope we've all enjoyed it. And we've definitely have some...
Interesting how big games can bring us all together. Can't you agree?
It is interesting of basically how the Souls-like games have brought us together. So, I thank you all. If you enjoyed it, check out my Twitter, Patreon, and my Twitch down below. Also, check out these guys' links down below if you feel so supportive. Do check out Green's animated series and Darc's voice comic dubs. Fantastic, they both are. Well, the trailer, and his content on sword martial arts. Treat to watch when you like Souls Combat. Anyway, I thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful time of day or night. Until we meet again, may the old blood guide your way.